A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you late meet eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Marie McDonald, the body. Huh? Well, picture Mrs. Duffy. Now divide by 4. Yeah. You ought to see this McDonald, Duffy. A Sunday school face with a Saturday night figure. And the rest of the week ain't bad neither. Brother, you think them dishes in the kitchen is stacked. Great dame, Duffy. She's got a lot on the ball. Huh? You said that when you met Mrs. Duffy. Then you found out there was a chain attached to the ball, huh? Look, Duffy, you shouldn't ought to talk like that behind your wife's back. Although I admit there's plenty of room for conversation. Yeah, that's an insult. Okay, goodbye.
Mr. Archie.
What are you laughing? What's so funny?
Mr. Moriarty just told me a very funny story. It seems it was a traveling salesman.
Hold it, Eddie. I got to tell you something that I'm busting out all over. You know Marie McDonald, the movie star?
Yeah.
We're in love.
Oh.
Now, what was that funny story you was going to tell me?
Never mind. It can't top yours. You mean to tell me that you're in love with another movie star?
Is that redundant? So what?
Well, the last time it was Esther Williams, and before that it was Jean Turner, and before her it was Dorothy Lamour.
You finished?
No, I can go all the way back to Clara Bow.
But this time it's different, Eddie. With me and Marie, love burns like hot ashes. You know, we was cremated for each other. She's really my type.
Yeah, I know your type. She's got to be a redhead, a blonde, or a brunette, be tall or short, and must breathe.
No, Eddie, this time it's different, you know. The minute I seen this Marie, I knew she held for me a fatal vaccination.
You mean fascination?
I mean vaccination. Such punctured is like a shot in the arm.
Man, when did you first see her?
Last Saturday night. You see, I had just got me $15 paycheck, so being loaded, I go over to Lefty's Metropolitan Museum of Pool, see, looking for a sucker, see. Well, so when I leave Lefty's, I decide to go to the movies with the 50 cents that I got left. So I go over to the Bijou, and I plank down 2 bits for a ticket, and with the other 2 bits, I buy me customary 5 bags of popcorn.
5 bags?
Yeah. Well, to make a long story short, I get bored with the movies. You know, the first 3 features was lousy, and the 4th one was a Western that I had seen before, and suddenly the main feature comes on. Getting Gertie's Garter. And for the first time, I see this Marie McDonald. Eddie, I was so struck I couldn't touch that 5th bag of popcorn. What a dame. Ever since I seen her, she's got me walking around on a cloud.
Yeah. But with a girl like that, Marie McDonald, that cloud better have a silver fox lining.
I see what you mean, Eddie, but the letter I wrote her covered that.
You mean you wrote that you was a millionaire?
Well, I was subtle about it. I just mentioned that I had a swimming pool, Cadillac, 3 suits.
Did you tell her about them oil wells of yours in Oklahoma?
Oh, I handled that very subtle, too. I just mentioned offhand that Grandmama was an Indian.
And I thought I was being fantastic.
Oh, fantastic is as fantastic does.
1G, 2G, I kiss you, G. 2G, 3G, you kiss me, G. 3G, 3G, 3. Hey, Arch, what number comes after 3G?
10Z.
Oh, thanks. 3G, 10G, let's be friends, G.
Finnegan,
I love
please.
it.
Look, what are you so happy about tonight?
Well, Arch, I heard you was in love again, and that makes me happy, too.
Oh.
So here, I brought you some roses to give to the dance.
Well, thanks, Finnegan, but maybe we better remove the rest in peace ribbon now, huh?
Well, personally, I thought it gave it that little extra touch.
Well, another thing, Finnegan, not that I want to look a guy like you in the mouth, but them roses smell a little faded.
Well, freshen them up, Arch. Put on a little of that stinkum of yours. That's Eau de Violet.
Well, don't you think maybe the dame would suspect something?
So what? It ain't every day you run across roses that smell like violets. Who's your lucky dame this time, Arch?
Finnegan, this time I'm the lucky dame. I mean, I'm the lucky guy.
Well, make up your mind, Arch.
Well, anyhow, the lady in question happens to be Marie McDonald. The body, you know.
Oh. Well, Arch, we all got to go sometime.
Finnegan, the dame is still alive, which is more than I can say for you. Oh, hello, Miss Duffy.
I hear you're in love again.
Yep. It was love at first sight.
Love at first sight. Don't make me laugh.
If I was you, I'd believe in love at first sight. If a guy takes a second look, you're dead.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got everything that Marie McDonald has, and then some.
What a whale of a difference that then some makes.
Archie, I'll take that last remark with a dose of salt. I'd just like to know what Marie McDonald would want with you when she can go out with stars like Clark Gable and Van Johnson.
Miss Duffy, them Hollywood glamour dames is tired of them guys. They're crying for new blood. New good old H2O.
You're a jerk.
You certainly turn a pretty phrase. Anyway, you should talk with some of them antique characters you go out with.
Like, for instance?
Like that guy who was out with Wednesday night, that G.I. Joe from the Civil War.
Archie, he wasn't that old.
He wasn't, huh? The guy was so bent over, all he had to do was drop his arms, and he'd be walking on all fours. What a romantic couple you two must make. I can just see you now, sitting in the parlor and whispering sweet nothings into his ear trumpet.
Well, age ain't everything. It so happens that he's very sweet and kind and very affectionate. The way he holds my hand.
Well, he's got to. If he ever lets go, he'll fall flat on his face. Don't compare that guy to Marie McDonald.
Archie, look, leave us face it. If this girl ever did say she'd marry you, you'd run. Hey, wait a minute. Are you wearing perfume?
It wafted over to you, huh? Yeah, Eddie, it's that new stuff that bachelors irregardless. Put out by Prince Machiavelli.
Now, Miss Archer, now look, she ain't gonna think you Santa Claus just because you smell like Christmas night.
Obviously not, but when she reads how wealthy I am in the column of my old pal Walter Winchell, she... Give me that phone. I'll call him now. Hello, Walter Winchell, please. Hello, Wally? Archie. Huh? Hold the line? Okay. Hello? Who's this? Mr. Winchell's secretary. Look, this is Archie. Hold the line. Okay. Hello? Who's this? Walter? Oh, Walter, the office boy. Well, look, kid, I got a scoop for the boss. Tell him that Marie McDonald, better known as the Body, and that wealthy playboy, Archie, better known as the Wallet, are carrying on a Candlestein romance. Okay, kid, shoot it at him. Now, let's see. Who else should I
How about Hedda Hopper?
Oh, yeah. The old pal. Hello? Well, Hedda? Hiya, kid. What are you wearing on your head these days? Yeah, this is Archie. How did you know? Well, look, Hedda, I got an item for you. Beauteous Marie McDonald is nuts about what wealthy bistro owner?
Beauty and the Bistro manager.
Quiet, Eddie. Hedda, well, look, you might just mention that we have been seen around town dancing the rumba cheek to cheek. Well, thanks, Hedda.
Miss Archer, if you like this Marie McDonald, why don't you cut out this big shot stuff and just be yourself?
I can't do that, Eddie. You see, you and me love me for what I am.
We do?
Yeah, but for a movie star, I gotta play it big, which gives me an idea. Hey, Finnegan. Finnegan, look, I want Marie McDonald to think I got a lot of dough, so when she gets here, run down to Cohen's Candy Store.
Cohen's Candy Store.
And call me up.
Call you up, yeah.
Yeah, and make out like you're me broker.
Stock of porn.
Stock, Block, and hurry up. Don't stand there waiting for the brains to come in. Here she comes. Here she comes now. Look at her there, Eddie.
Yeah, she's sure as pretty as a picture.
Yeah. Get a load of that frame. Good evening. I take it that you're,
Marie McDonald.
Yes. It's a very nice thing to be, too. Well, Miss McDonald, welcome to Duffy's Tavern.
Oh, thank you. I'm supposed to meet someone here named Archie.
A tall, handsome, distinguished-looking gentleman, very wealthy?
Yes.
I'm he.
You? You're Archie?
You sound incredible. What did you expect to find? Some bum?
That's just it. I didn't. Your letter said you were very wealthy.
So?
Then how do you happen to be working in a place like this?
I'm eccentric. Besides, this tavern was left to me years ago by the will of me great-grandpater. You know me, that's me, pater, twice removed. But enough talk on an empty stomach. Would you care to partake of some cuisine?
Well, I can't stay very long.
Oh, just for dinner.
Who'll drive me home?
The dinner will.
Please, back to the kitchen and get Miss McDonald some food. Well, Marie, leave us talk about us. Tell me, honey, you got any hobbies?
Ooh, well, I like swimming and money and football and money and baseball and money.
baseball, huh? Okay, baby, leave us start pitching. Let me take a look at you. Honey, how would you like to have your neck choking with Tekla pearls? How would you like to have them gams of yours swathed in nylons? How would you like to have your whole body covered over... No, that'd be kind of silly. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Penny. Excuse me, Marie. It's me, broker, calling from the curb. How are you, J.P.? Yes, this is A. Listen, J.P., I want you to buy me 10,000 shares of DD&T. Huh? Well, hold on to the Sears Roebuck, but sell out on maternity ward. But, look, J.P., keep it kind of quiet. I don't want the bears to know that I've gone bull. That's all, J.P., and don't call me again. I'm in conference. Get it? Where was we, Marie? Oh, yeah. Honey, I love you.
Archie, are you trifling with my emotions?
Not yet, but I'm leading up to it. Now, look, baby, leave us face it. You and me was meant for each other, and Excuse me. Hello? Now, look, J.P., I told you not to call me. What? U.S. Motors just merged with Cucamonga Copper? Well, quick, buy 2,000 shares of preferred and 3,000 shares of ordinary life. Okay, PJ. Now, look, baby,
Archie, I'm afraid I'm taking you away from your business.
My business? Means nothing to me, honey. Stick with me and I'll give it to you. Hello? Look, J.P., I told you not to bother me again. Now, as I was saying, Marie, Listen, you dopey lunkhead. Oh, excuse me, Duffy. I thought it was another lunkhead. Well, look, wait a minute. I'm kind of busy right now. Huh? I should get off the phone and clean the tin cans out of the back room? Okay, thanks, old man.
Get off the phone and clean the tin cans out of the back room.
It's a Wall Street code.
Oh.
Means I should get rid of Albuquerque Toe and Toe and clean up with Universal Can. Now, look, honey, you and me could make beautiful music together. Or am I alone in my thinking?
Well, nobody's crowding you.
Maybe I ain't made myself clear. Marie, I'm talking about you and me walking down the bridle path. I assume that surely the feeling must be nuptial.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Archie, are you asking for my hand?
Well, yeah, but it's understood, of course, that the rest of you goes with it. What do you say, Marie? Will you marry me?
Archie? Yes.
What was that again?
Yes, I'll marry you.
Oh, that's fine. Holy cat, I'm talking about the preliminaries, and she wants to get right into the main bout. Marie, don't you think I'm kind of rushing things, though?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm a kind of a guy who believes in long engagements.
How long?
Oh, 10 or 15 years.
Oh, I couldn't wait that long, darling. Let's get married right away. Let's go out right now and buy a big diamond engagement ring.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can go on a nice, long honeymoon on one of your yachts.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and move into our beautiful big mansion.
Yeah.
You're happy, aren't you, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, I must call Mother and tell her the news. Where's the phone booth?
Right over there. Here's a slug. Holy cat, am I in a jam? Miss Duffy. Miss Duffy, look, you got to help me get an annulment. Now, here's what I want you to do. Oh, Finnegan, I'm glad you're back.
Gosh, what'd you hang up on me for? We were just starting to make a fortune.
Yeah, but we got to lose it quick. Now, here's what I want you and Miss Duffy to do.
Yeah.
Come here, Eddie, take over for a minute, will you?
Okay. If a body meets the body coming through the rye, it wins the body. Can't imagine why.
Look, Marie, I got a confession to make to you. I hate to say this, honey, but I can't marry you. I've just been toying with your heart.
Archie, you mean you're a cad?
To the core. You see, the truth is I'd like to marry you, but I can't on account of me family.
Oh, well, your mother and father can come and live with us.
Me wife, too?
Your wife?
Yep, that's me problem, Marie. I'm fought over by two women. What am I going to do?
Well, if you love me, you can't love her. So, therefore...
Please, the situation is confused enough without simplifying it. Hey, wait a minute. Duck, quick. Here she comes now.
Oh, so this is the woman who is breaking up my home, who is driving me to desperation. Oh, how can you be so cruel, so wicked, so heartless? See, that's a pretty dress you're wearing.
Archie, this is your wife?
Yep.
Haven't you got a better reason for not marrying me?
Yes, I have.
Hello, Daddy.
And there it is, Marie. My son, my son.
Just a second. How old are you, Archie?
My last birthday?
Yes.
28.
28.
Well, I'm prematurely old.
And how old are you, little boy?
32.
But that makes you 4 years older than your father.
How do we get out of this one, Pop?
It's simple. You see, Marie Clifton, my son here, was an incubator baby, and some jerky intern turned up the heat too high, and it aged him very quick.
You don't look much like your father.
No? I guess that's because I was born out of town.
So, Marie, you see, this is my family. There, you have it in a nutshell.
I couldn't think of a more appropriate place. But, Archie, I still want you.
Daddy, did you tell Miss McDonald you was wiped out in the stock market?
Wiped out? Son, wherever did you hear this terrible news?
Well, Arch, I was a stockbroker, wasn't I?
Finnegan!
Oh, so that's it, is it? Oh, I'm getting out of this place, and fast.
Wait a minute, Marie, where are you going?
Back to my husband, you cad!
Back to... How can people be that deceitful?
Daddy, can I have a new yo-yo for Christmas?
Ah, shut up.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
It's Friday night, so we take you now to Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Say, friends, let me ask you something. How well do you take care of your teeth? Oh, of course, you brush them regularly, but how about your gums? Do you pay any attention to them? You should, you know, because firm, healthy gums are very important to lovely, sparkling teeth. That's why so many dentists recommend Ipana toothpaste and gum massage. For Ipana and massage give our gums the stimulation they need to keep them firm and healthy. It's so simple, too. All you do is brush your teeth with Ipana, and then you put a little extra Ipana on your fingertip and massage it on your gums. That's all there is to it. So, friends, if you want firmer gums, brighter teeth, and a more sparkling smile, begin right now to use Ipana toothpaste and gum massage.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where do you eat meat to eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Yeah, pretty big crowd here tonight. Grogan, O'Flaherty, Murphy, McCaffrey, Gilhooly, Callahan, O'Houlihan. Just a second, Duffy. Somebody just came in. Oh, hello, Goldberg. Yeah. Oh, Kelly's here and Moriarty. By the way, you ought to see Moriarty. He's wearing a wig. Yeah, a toupee. Parted in the middle. Well, it fits him pretty good, but I think he's wearing it wrong. Well, the part runs from ear to ear. Yeah, I tried to tell him a secret and found myself whispering in his nose. Well, looks pretty good. He's had on his new tropical suit. The one he stole in Florida. Yeah. Mrs. Moriarty? Yeah, she's with him. Looks great, too. Nice new dress, you know. Well, it's a little big on her, but, you know, when Moriarty grabs them things, he ain't got no time to look at sizes. Well, I'll call you back, Duffy. I'm very busy now. I'm up to my ears in work. Okay. Eddie, hand me that newspaper, will you? I want to check up and see how I'm doing on the stock market.
Okay, J.P. Here you are.
Oh, let's see. Up a quarter. Up a quarter.
You mean you made $50 already?
Guess I must have. Looks like this new system of mine is really working.
What's the system?
Well, you see, I analyze the margins against the trends, and if they fluctuate enough, I check them against the Dow Jones averages.
What's that?
Well, if that's the Dow Jones figures, the stocks will average, you see. For instance, if, you see here, industrials, high 206, low 205. Now, on the other hand, utils...
Util?
Yeah, it's a term we use in the market. Means utensils. Holy cat. Utensils went down 3 points. Eddie, get me a gun and a tall building. I'm bankrupt.
Now, look, Plunger. You mean you actually got some money in these stocks?
Well, not actually, just mentally.
Oh, then you're still bankrupt.
Eddie, I fancy your insult.
Say, Archie, you know, you got a lot of nerve reading a newspaper on Papa's time.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't see Papa down here doing that.
Well, naturally, the stumblebum can't even read. But what's it any of your business, anyhow?
Well, in the first place, that stumblebum happens to be your boss. And in the second place, he's my own flesh and blood.
I know. And since he's been my boss, he's gaining the flesh and I'm losing the blood. And while we're on the subject, it wouldn't hurt your brains none to read the papers once in a while, neither.
Look who's talking. I'll have you know that I read the newspaper every day from top to bottom.
Well, maybe if you tried reading it from side to side, you'd learn something. Your idea of the biggest news story of the year was when Dick Tracy fell into the cement mixer.
And what's wrong with the comic strip?
Nothing, Miss Duffy. Read them all you want. But with a lot of important things going on, you should read the front pages once in a while, too. Especially these days when they're talking about you.
Talking about me in the paper? Where?
Right here in this article by Secretary Wallace. Every person in the United States will be asked to share with the starving peoples... People? Must be a misprint. Every person in the United States will be asked to share with the starving people of the world by contributing either food canned in tin or money to buy food.
But that don't mention me.
Oh, yes, it does. Every person in the United States will be asked to share. That's you, Miss Duffy. You and me and everybody else.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Good. No, I don't mean that you have to give up reading Dick Tracy or how many freckles Van Johnson's got, but I do mean that you should take an interest in other things, too, you know. There are too many people already who ain't got the slightest idea what's going on in the world.
What?
Oh, hiya, Finnegan. How are you?
Oh, I'm starved, Arch. I ain't had a thing to eat all day.
Why not?
Well, I never eat on an empty stomach.
Well, didn't you even have breakfast?
No, I wasn't hungry.
Well, how come?
Well, I think it's this daylight saving time, Arch.
What do you mean?
I forgot to set my stomach ahead.
Now, wait a minute, Finnegan. If it's daylight saving time, you don't set your stomach ahead. You set your stomach back.
Archie, I'm afraid I must take issue with you.
In what respect?
Well, in daylight saving time, you push the clock ahead, not behind.
Finnegan, I can see that you never shot the sun with a sextet. Now, if you listen, I'll explain to you how the thing works.
Yeah.
You see, time goes westwards with the clouds. So, if you happen to be taking a train from New York to Chicago, let's say, you'd go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, and at 1 o'clock they shove the clock ahead and take an hour away from you.
Well, what do they do with it, Arch?
They return it to you when you go back to New York in the fall. Anyway, as I was saying, when it's 2 o'clock in New York, It's, in Chicago, it's either 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock, see? Depending on which way you're going.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if, for instance, you're going west as far as Denver, then you lose a lot of time.
Why is that?
Well, on account of the solar system. You see, the sun has trouble getting over the mountains there.
Well, after all, Arch, no system is perfect.
Granted.
Yeah.
Now, where was we?
What?
Where was we?
Denver.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, leave us get on the train again now, Finnegan, and...
Do you mind if I go in the smoker?
What for?
I want to find out what time it is.
Finnegan, maybe we better change the subject. Now, what do you want to eat?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, well, let's see. I think I'll have a bowl of noodle soup. Nice thick steak with French fried potatoes, some hot biscuits, some pie a la mode.
Finnegan, I think that hole in your head must have gone to your stomach. Look, ain't you heard what's going on in the world? That millions of people are starving?
Never heard a word about it, Art.
That's right. I keep forgetting you've been out of the world. Look, remember when you and me used to go to PS4?
Yeah, Art. I always wondered why.
Well, the reason was so that we could learn something.
We sure fooled them, didn't we? How about, what are you driving at, Art?
Well, you remember we studied geography? You know that stuff about them other countries?
But, Art, what's all this got to do with hot biscuits?
I'm sneaking up to it, Finnegan. Remember on the map there used to be a place called India?
India? Oh, that was the pink one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are starving over there now, Finnegan?
How many?
75 million.
No, wait a minute. How do you know? Was you there?
No, but I happen to read about them things once in a while. And I'd like to tell you a story that I read, Finnegan. A story by a guy named Mule that I read in the Reader's Digest. This guy went over to India as a reporter. And some of the things that he's seen over there, well, if I tell you, maybe it'll take your appetite away a little.
Well, Mr. Merle, you've certainly come to Calcutta at a great time. This is the worst famine India's had in 400 years.
Yes, I know. I wouldn't have believed so much misery could go on in the world. How do you stand it, Captain?
Well, you have to develop a callousness. It sickens all of us when we first come over here, but we must steel ourselves or go out of our minds.
Food, Sahib. A crust of bread, please.
Out of the way, beggar.
Oh, wait a minute, Captain. Can't you see? Well, the woman is starving. Here's some money. You go buy yourself a meal.
What, Sahib? Food. Please, food. No money. Food.
You see, Merle, there's no food to be bought.
But surely, Captain, someplace there must be food. The woman is dying.
And so are 75 million others in this country. Look at them. Look over there. The poor devils fighting over the swill in the garbage pails, just so they can live a little while longer.
It's unbelievable in this day and age.
Well, there you see it. They die here in the streets every day, by the hundreds.
Incredible.
Ghastly is a better word for it. And I've seen an awful lot of it, Mule, since I started working here with the civilian authorities. How would you like my job?
What's that?
Clearing the streets of dead bodies and burning them.
Must take a strong stomach.
Yes, it does. Look at that poor soul we were just talking to. Trying desperately to stay on her feet.
Yes.
And soon she'll sink to her knees and crawl about, begging for food for the strength to rise again.
Food that never comes.
Yes. And soon even the strength to crawl is gone. Then she'll drag herself to a dark corner somewhere and wait for death.
And no one does anything to help?
Oh, we do everything we can. But unless the fat countries send us food right away, millions more will die in the next 3 months.
Is there anything I can do, Captain?
Yes. When you get back to the United States, let the people know the truth.
What's that?
A woman fighting with a dog. Fighting for her husband's dead body. Stand back. You see, when famine strikes in India, Mr. Merle, it's the dogs that grow fat. You better come to my office and have a drink. Oh, you're still shaking, Mr. Merle. You'd better have another drink.
Thanks, I will. You know, I'm no coward, Captain, but...
Oh, you needn't apologize. I see it every day. I'll have another drink, too. Well, it's 5 o'clock, feeding time.
Feeding time? But I thought...
That's what I want to show you. What happens to a famine relief station out here in India. Just outside.
Just a minute. Stand in line and wait your turn. Stand in line, I say.
And there you are, Merle. Over 2,000 people. And do you know what we've got to give them?
What?
1 bag of rice.
1 bag of rice for 2,000 people?
That's all we've been allotted.
But you can't stop a famine with a single bag of rice.
Naturally not. But that isn't our purpose right now. You see, the promise of a handful of rice attracts these poor devils from all over the province. It makes our job simpler.
I don't get you, Captain.
Well, most of them will die anyway, but bringing them here simplifies our job of collecting the dead.
Gee, Arch, that's a horrible story.
Finnegan, this ain't no story. This is a fact. This is what's going on over there right now. If you can eat after that, you've got a cast iron stomach.
But, Arch, I'm only one guy.
I know you're only one guy, but Finnegan, multiply you by millions. No, that's too horrible a thought. What I mean is, if everybody did his bit, we could help them. And that story I told you, that's just one country, Finnegan. The same thing is happening all over Europe and Asia. 500 million people facing death by starvation in the next 3 months, unless guys like us, Americans, are willing to help them.
Say, Archie.
Oh, hello, Colucci.
Archie, I wanted you to do me a favor.
Oh, sure, Colucci. What is it?
Well, this letter just come from my boy, Tony, and, well, I can't read the English myself, so you read it to me, Archie, eh?
Oh, sure. Kid still overseas in the Army, Colucci?
Oh, sure. He's a station in the old country.
Good old sunny Italy, huh?
Well, she used to be. You read the letter, please.
Okay, Colucci. Hey, he's a sergeant now, huh?
Oh, you betcha. Smart boy, my Tony. Pretty soon he's going to be a corporal.
Oh, good. Oh, we ever see what he has to say here. Dear Papa, I'm awful lonesome here tonight. What I wouldn't give to be back with you and Mama listening to the radio after one of Mama's swell spaghetti dinners.
See.
Boy, will America look good to me when I get back, especially after what I've seen over here. I guess you've been reading about it in the papers, but reading about it and living with it is 2 different things. I never believed there was such poverty. Finnegan, listen to this. It's just what I've been talking about. Hundreds of people out in the field scratching and poking at the barren earth. The lucky ones finding maybe some grass or a few roots. Old women older than Mama, hitched to their plows just like horses. And with them, the kids, planting seeds. And when you look at their half-starved little bodies, you wonder if they'll still be alive when the harvest does come, or whether the earth that they're planting will soon be covering them. And then at night, you see them on their way home, hopeless and defeated, with hardly enough strength to pull their empty carts.
Well, Arch, ain't they even got horses?
Horses.
Long ago, the people, they eat them. Oh, go ahead, Arch. You read it, Mr. Moore. Huh?
Okay, Coach. And every night, when we come home from chow, we see the same things. Kids and women and old men holding out empty pots and bowls, pleading for the leftover slop from our mess kits. That's why I ain't been eating so much these days, Papa. Tell Mama that's the reason I might have looked a little thin in the last picture I sent home. I wonder if the people in America know what's going on. I wonder how they'd feel if it happened to them.
Gee, Arch, that's silly. It couldn't happen here.
Finnegan, they didn't think it could happen there either.
That's right, Archie.
Oh, hello, Nick. I didn't see you standing there.
Yeah, I've been listening.
You know Nick the Greek, don't you, Colucci?
Oh, sure, we know.
Where is your boy, Mr. Colucci?
Why, he's a G.I. Joe.
Oh.
He's in Italy. That's right near your country.
Italy. It's a shame. Italy. There once is so much singing and the people is so happy. It's a shame.
See?
Hey, Arch, what's with these 2 guys? I thought the Greeks and Italians didn't like each other.
What do you mean?
Well, wasn't they enemies during the war?
The war is over now, Finnegan. And remember, hunger, she don't know one nationality from another.
That's right. You see, Finnegan, today it ain't no longer dog eat dog. Today it's man feed man.
See, it's all right. The letter, she's a finish, Archie?
Not yet, Colucci. Says, God has been good to us in America, so for his sake, we got to help these people. We have plenty of food, enough to feed the whole world if we want to. So, Papa, talk to the people we know. Tell them to do it a little bit less themselves so that we Americans won't be found guilty of digging Europe's grave with our teeth. And tell them that unless we do help, we'll be digging our own graves because famine breeds fascism. And you know what that means. Well, Papa, it's nearly time for lights out now, so write me soon and give Mama a big kiss. Your bambino, Tony.
Gracias, Archie.
Well, Finnegan, does that get it through your thick skull what's going on?
Yeah, but what does he mean, famine breeds fascism?
Well, that means, well, suppose you was hungry, see? And some guy with a loud voice comes along and he says, follow me, bud, and I'll get you all of the food you want. What would you do?
Well, I'd follow him, Art.
Sure. But before he gives you this food, see, suppose he says, look, you got to give up a couple of little things. Not much. Just the right to talk like you want to, the right to go whatever church you want to, the right to vote the way you want to. What would you do?
Well, gosh, Art, if I was really hungry.
Touché. That's what Tony means. That's what's going to happen again, just like it did with Hitler and Mussolini, unless we do something about it first this time.
Sure, that's right. If we don't, the war we just finish. She's been a fight for nothing.
That's right, Colucci. And we can't waste time. These people have to have help right away. I know.
What do you mean, Nick?
I also got a letter from my sister in Greece. You like to hear what she said?
Yeah.
For the unhappiness these words bring to you, I ask forgiveness. But I write with a full heart. Your letter, telling us of the wonderful package of food you had mailed, came at a time when my husband Charles and I were desperate. You see, our little Alexander, your nephew whom you have never seen, was very ill. The doctor had done what little he could.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Varipapas, but the child is dying of malnutrition.
But, Doctor, you can't let him die. Our only child.
Oh, what can I do? Food is the only thing that will save him.
Tell me the truth, Doctor. How long can he go on this way?
I'm afraid I must be frank with you. A few days, maybe a week at the most.
Oh, then there is still hope, Doctor. There is a package of food on the way from my brother in America.
Well, let's pray that the package will arrive in time.
It will arrive. It must. How we waited for your package, Nick. The package that meant life to our child. We waited day after day. Days that seemed years, watching his little belly swell and the bones in his arms and legs draw the parched, sallow skin more tightly over them. We tried to be patient, Nick. I prayed. Finally, we could wait no longer. We had to make one more last desperate plea.
But you, the head of the United Nations Relief, certainly you must be able to do something.
I'm sorry, Mr. Varipapas. I wish I could help you, but you've already used up your allotment for the week.
But we need so little more to save our child.
Our only child, Mr. Smith. Please, just a little extra bread.
Yes, I know. Just a little extra bread. But that's our problem. It's not your child alone that needs just a little extra to save him. 9 out of every 10 children born in Greece this year are dying of the same thing. Malnutrition.
It looks like the world has forgotten Greece.
Oh, it's not only Greece. It's happening in every war-torn country in the world. I'm very sorry. I wish I could help you.
But how can you let a child die while there is still food in the warehouse?
Don't you understand? If I give it to you, I must take it away from another starving child.
Then there is no hope.
Only if the nations that have the food treat this war of famine with the same sincerity and sacrifice with which they face the war of guns, and send us food immediately.
And while we wait, my child dies. No, my child will not die.
Charles, please.
Our baby will have food. I will get it somehow if I have to...
Oh, calm yourself, man. Calm yourself.
Charles, no. What you're thinking of doing is wrong.
Is it right that our baby should die?
Please, Charles, let's go home. Perhaps Nick's package from America has come.
No. I am through with dreaming and begging. Go back home. And let us hope that it is not too late.
Doctor, why are you here?
Your neighbor called me. Mrs. Varipapas, your child is dead.
Oh, no, my baby. My poor baby.
You can thank your God he is dead.
My baby. Oh, my poor little baby. How long I sat there after the doctor left Nick, trying to understand that my child was dead, trying to believe that it was good that he was dead, as the doctor had told me. This is not an easy thing for a mother to do. It must have been a long time, though, for the house was dark, and I heard someone at the door. Come in.
You are Mrs. Varipapas?
Yes.
I have bad news for you.
My husband?
He was shot trying to steal food from the government warehouse.
He is dead?
Yes. You may identify his body and pick up his effects at your convenience. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Whom I loved with all the tenderness and passion that a woman can have for a man, I shed not one tear. I'm not ashamed that I was thankful. No longer would he know hunger, worry, and shame at his helplessness. I wanted to follow him and my child. Perhaps I would have found the courage then, had not my neighbor, who had heard the news of his death, come in.
Please, Mrs. Varipapas, let us help you. Come stay with us tonight.
Perhaps later. Right now, I'd like to be alone here.
I understand. Call me if you want me.
You're very kind.
Oh, I almost forgot. I met the postman downstairs.
Yes?
He gave me this package for you. It is from America.
Hey, Finnegan, are you still hungry?
No, actually, I kind of lost my appetite.
We are indebted to the magazine Asia and the Americas for permission to use the John Frederick Mule story on India. Say, men, how would you like to make your hair look like you'd like it to look? Well groomed and without a patent leather shine. Then listen, get Hep to Vitalis. Vitalis is a hair grooming preparation that really gets results in keeping dry, unruly hair under control. It's Vitalis and the famous 60-second workout that does the trick. And it's so easy. For just 60 seconds, you simply apply Vitalis to your scalp and rub briskly. Then you comb. That's all. But oh, what a change. Your hair looks well groomed in a natural, masculine way, without that objectionable patent leather shine. What's more, Vitalis' 60-second workout loosens a tight, dry scalp, routs loose dandruff, and helps prevent excessive falling hair. Vitalis is back now at all drug counters, and once again is America's leading hair grooming preparation. So to look your best tomorrow, get a bottle of Vitalis tonight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening. If you have a half hour next Friday night at the same time, remember...
Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat, but not until the rest of the world gets fed. Oh, hello, Duffy. I was just busy back there checking the icebox. Well, we're going to do it every day now so that we don't order a lot of food, that we don't need. And you can help, too, Duffy. Huh? Well, by giving up wheats and oils and fats. Okay on wheats and oils, but you won't give up Mrs. Duffy, huh? Well, you have to give up something, Duffy. All of us over here have to. Because we want America to have the answer ready when the rest of the world says, give us this day our daily bread. Good night, Duffy.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Hey, did you see me picture in the paper with Pierre, the talking dog? Well, what'd you think of it? The dog's collar looked cleaner than mine, huh? Duffy, that statement is a little embarrassing. Well, it happens I wasn't wearing a collar. How's business? Well, I told you we got a singing dog here. How would you expect it to be? Well, you're wrong. It's terrific. Yeah, and a good class of trade, too, Duffy. You know, the uptown crowd, the toilet water set. Yeah, the kind that order champagne by the maggot. Well, yeah, they can be nuisances. Like last night, the guy came in and ordered wine served at room temperature. What'd I do? Just brought it to a boil and served it to him. Look, Duffy, as long as we're getting this kind of trade, I was thinking maybe we ought to put a canopy out in front. Well, it'll make the place seem soigné, and instead of throwing the drunks in the gutter, we can lean them against the canopy, and it'll seem like they're waiting for a cab. Yeah, it'd be great when it rains, too, in case one of our higher-class customers dives for a butt. He won't find it so soggy. Well, look, Duffy, I'm working on a very big idea. I'll call you back, huh? What's this big idea you're working on, Miss Archie? Well, I didn't want to tell Duffy, but I'm making arrangements for Pierre, the singing dog, to co-star with me on our own radio program.
Oh, that's nice. Well, what you going to call it? John's Other Wolf? A dog on the radio.
Why not? Victor did it with a phonograph. Look, how often do you get these crackpot ideas? No oftener than any other genius. Yep, Eddie, these things seem to hit me like lightning.
This is a new one. Lightning strikes the boathouse. You a genius.
Don't take such a doubting attitude, Thomas. Just analyze me, Eddie. I got talent, imagination, sense of humor, brains.
Modesty?
That, too. And the way I figure is if Pierre the Poodle can attract the dinner jacket crowd...
Now, wait a minute. That dog ain't attracting nothing but the straight jacket crowd.
What do you mean?
Well, all week long there's been people around here trying to sell you everything from a moose that whistles Yankee Doodle to an octopus that plays the bagpipe. I can't take it no more. Look over there in the corner. A guy with a bear with dancers.
A dancing bear? You know, Eddie, I thought that was a customer.
Yeah, so did I, till I tried to help him off with his fur coat.
Well, you better get rid of him, Eddie.
Oh, maybe you better get rid of him. That bear don't seem to like me.
Why do you say that?
Well, first he ate the 35-cent dinner, and then he ate the 55-cent dinner, and then he just sat there looking at me.
Well, Eddie, it's only a bear. Don't let him throw you.
I ain't getting there enough for him to even pick me up.
Excuse me. Hello? What's that, lady? Yes, I'm the gentleman with the singing dog. You're a dancer, huh? You're training a parrot to take off your costume piece by piece? What have you trained him to take off so far? Uh-huh. Is that all? Well, look, when you get him completely trained, call me up again. I think you're right, Eddie. We're starting to attract more freaks around here. Oh, hiya, Finnegan. Where's Pierre the Poodle?
So he'll be around. He just had to stop by the post office.
Oh, the post office, huh? What's he expecting, a litter from his girlfriend?
He just went down at a Phyllis fountain pen.
Oh, has he been doing a lot of writing lately?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's been pecking him for autographs. Takes a lot of time, Arch. Last night, for instance, it was 2 o'clock in the morning before we got to bed.
Wait a minute. You and the dog sleep together?
He don't mind, Arch. Of course, it is a little tough sleeping with somebody that scratches you and rolls around all night.
Well, can't you do anything to stop it?
I'm trying. I promised Pierre I'd cut it out.
Look, Finnegan, are you sure that you ain't getting the rabies?
What do you mean, Arch?
Well, this ain't healthy. I think you're seeing too much of that dog.
Oh, don't worry. I'm in perfect health. Here, feel me nose.
That's what I mean. You better call in a veterinarian. You're starting to pick up the dog's habits.
You think so, Arch? Maybe I got a split personality.
Well, be careful of it. You ain't got enough to split with anybody. Now, listen, I want to talk to you about this, Pierre Finnegan. I'm thinking about putting him on the radio, you know. And I can see a big future for him. Radio, television.
What's that?
Television? That's sort of a modern version of the old-fashioned keyhole. It's where people all over the country can see you as well as hear you.
Oh. You mean I could go on television and people all over the country could see my face?
Well, that's one of the things that's holding it up. But in the meantime, we can make a fortune out of this mongrel Melchior. You see, if we could kind of...
Hello, Glamour Boy.
I beg your pardon?
So, you got your picture in the paper, didn't you? I suppose now you think you're famous.
I have always been famous. It's just that I've been keeping it to myself. And besides, if you think I'm famous now, wait till me and Pierre goes on the radio together.
Who bites who?
Nobody bites nobody.
Huh. You and Pierre on the radio. Who'd listen?
Plenty of people.
Only a bunch of jerks. But believe me, here's one that won't.
Miss Duffy, we will be flattered if you don't listen. I know the kind of programs you go for. That stuff like Joyce Jitsu, girl wrestler. Or young Dr. Killjoy. If there ain't a tear a minute, you ain't happy.
Oh, what's the use of standing here talking to you? It's a waste of time. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment at the beauty parlor.
You never give up, do you? What are they going to try this time? Excuse me. Hello? Yes, madam, this is Archie. You heard that I was interested in animal ads? Well, what have you got? A skunk that what? Well, they all do. A skunk that imitates Hitler. Sorry, madam, we're all booked up. Try Hobby Lobby. Hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta get out of here. Now, if anybody wants me, tell them I'm indisposed. Eddie, you know, I've been thinking about a sponsor for this radio program starring me and Pierre. You know who's the logical man to sponsor it?
Let's see. Madman Month?
No. Duffy himself.
Well, 601.
Eddie. A program like this would really build up Duffy's Tavern. Here, read this sample commercial I wrote.
Yeah, let me see. Yes, you say, ladies and gentlemen, irregardless whether your radio is tuned in or not, listen to this. Are you tired of staying at home? Are you looking for a nice place to spend the evening out? Then come to Duffy's Tavern and spend the evening out.
Eddie, please, watch your infection.
Okay. It says, Duffy's Tavern is famous for its fine food and also its 35-cent blue plate. Excellent liquors can be had up until the legal closing hour, after which rum cake will be served from which the cake has been removed.
See, that's a very strong selling point, Eddie.
Yeah. It says, free drinks will be served to all men in uniform, providing they are Civil War veterans. Over 97. Doctor, do a dog have to read all this?
Oh, no, I read that part. Pierre just does the singing commercial.
Singing? Oh, this is worse than I thought. Where's the singing commercial?
Right there in the bottom of the page. Try it, Eddie. Go ahead.
Oh, no, miss.
Go ahead.
The tail waggers will hate me for this. Make Duffy's your home, and you'll never more roam. And the beer and the ale are a thrill, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the food that we serve you is swill. Swill?
Well, it ain't true, Eddie, but this is poetry, and I was stuck for a word to rhyme.
Well, you got one that made more truth than poetry. I'm afraid Mr. Duffy ain't gonna like this stuff.
Well, if we don't, we can sell it to somebody else. Duffy ain't the only fly in the ointment. I'll bet you that Cavendish, the undertaker, would buy this program in a minute.
And there, I'll go along with you.
Yeah. Think I'll give him a ring. Hello? Cavendish's undertaking parlor? Who's this talking? A customer. Oh, you just window shopping. Well, put Cavendish on, please. Funny what some guys will do on a day off. Huh? Hello, Cavendish? Archie. Look, I got a business proposition for you, Cavendish. A radio program. Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about you for a long time.
He's been thinking about you for a long time, too.
Quiet, eh? Well, see if you can hear this program in your mind's eye, Cavendish. It opens up, see? I come on and I say, Cavendish's caskets are best by test.
Or ask the man who owns one.
Please, Eddie. And then after that, we have soft organ music. Your theme song, Look for the Silver Lining. There. You get it? Well, then we go into a little schmaltz to kind of put him in the mood for you, Cavendish. With a quiver in me voice, I gently remind the radio audience that they ain't gonna live forever. And what makes this part so beautiful is that underneath it, a dog is quietly humming masses in the cold, cold ground.
Yes, and that is very effective.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. Where was I, Cavendish? Oh, yes. Then in closing, I prefaced the whole thing with a terrific punchline. I say, friends, tomorrow, Father Time may be pounding his gavel. Why not see Cavendish today and beat the rap? Well, how does it sound to you? Not enough laughs, huh? Well, thanks, Cavendish. I'll call you back. Eddie, he's nuts about it.
Uh-huh.
Boy, this dog is going to be worth $1 million to me.
You? But this dog belongs to Mr. Finnegan.
Eddie, believe me, the dog would be better off with me. You know, them family things never work out. Wait a minute. Here they come now.
Hello, Art.
Oh, hi, Finnegan.
Art, you remember Mr. DePoodle, don't you?
Oh, sure. Glad to see you again, Mr. DePoodle. Thank you, I think. Look. Yeah, would you excuse me and Finnegan a minute? I'd like to have a word with him. Look, Finnegan, come here.
Yeah.
Look, you're pretty fond of this dog, ain't you?
Of course, Art. We're just like brothers.
Naturally. And you want him to be happy, don't you?
Well, sure.
Then you gotta sell him to me, Finnegan.
Why, Art?
Why? Because I can give him things. The material things that a dog needs. Things that you yourself never had.
But, Art, you forget one thing. I love him.
That's why you got to sacrifice for him, Finnegan. You want him to point a paw at you someday and say, but for that man, I could have had my own kennel.
Art, I see what you mean, and I think you're right. Every dog should have his day. How much will you give me for him?
$3.
Art, couldn't you make him just a little happier?
Okay, I'll make it $4.
Sorry, Art.
All right, $3.50.
Oh, you're beginning to talk my language. But you still got to keep going.
Okay, $2.75.
$2.50.
$2.25.
$2. Hey, wait a minute. Are we going in the right direction?
Finnegan, stop trying to welch. Here's the $2. Now go over there and tell Pierre that I'm his new owner.
Yeah, okay, Art.
Well, Eddie, shake hands with the owner of radio's newest singing sensation.
Miss Archie, I've been thinking, do you think you can trust that dog standing in front of a microphone?
What do you mean, Eddie?
Well, a crazy dog like that is liable to say anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to take the chance. Hello? Yes, this is Archie. Huh? What's that, madam? You saw my picture in the paper with your dog. The dog was stolen. You're coming right down with a cop and throw me in jail. Hello?
What's the matter?
Eddie, what am I going to do? I've been stuck with a hot dog.
Well, now, here, you see, you can tell him you didn't really steal the dog. You was just acting as a fence.
No, they'll never believe it. Look, Eddie, what can they do to you for that dog napping?
Well, not much. They'd probably just send you to jail for a while.
Jail?
Well, yeah. You heard about them fellas trying to break out of Alcatraz?
Yeah.
It was just making room for you.
Oh, this is terrible. Now, Finnegan, please, all I'm doing is trying to sell the dog back to you. And I'm willing to give you original $2 plus $4 besides.
Make it $3.75.
We ain't going through that again, I hope. Don't you understand? I'm giving you the dog back plus $4 more.
But, Arch, how can you make money that way?
crooked bookkeeping. Now, please, here, take the $4.
Yeah, but what'll I do with all that money?
Who cares? Do anything with it. Take Pierre to the flea circus.
Not me, Arch. I don't want them fleas jumping all over me.
Well, then go enter yourself into a dog show. I don't care. There's only one thing you got to remember, though, Finnegan. If anybody asks you who owns the dog, you own them, not me.
Oh, so there you are, Archie.
Oh. Hello, Officer Clancy. The bottom of the bottle to you.
And the top of me nightstick to you. Archie, you're under arrest.
Just a minute. What's the charge?
There's no charge. This one is on the house.
Now, wait a minute,
Never
Clancy.
mind the argument. I'm taking you to jail.
That's the man, officer. Where is my dog, you thief?
Now, just a second, madam. Are you sure that I'm the man?
Of course I am. Your picture was in the paper with the dog. Let me look at you. Yes. You were the one on the left. Now, go ahead, officer. Go ahead, arrest him. And let's get out of here. This horrible place makes my flesh creep.
Well, it's too bad you can't get some of it to creep up where it belongs. Now, look, Clancy, I'm trying to tell you, this talking dog don't belong to me.
Talking dog. Don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. I raised that dog from a small puppy.
Well,
And
madam...
I've taken good care of him for years, been just like a mother to him.
I know, lady...
For 5 years, he was never out of my sight, and I can tell you right now, officer, that I never once heard that dog talk.
He probably couldn't get a word in edgewise. Look, lady, I'm trying to tell you, I didn't steal your dog.
Well, Archie, if you didn't steal him, who did?
Who?
Arch, is there anything I can do for you?
Finnegan, why don't you confess?
Okay, Arch. I did it.
Did what?
I don't know.
Then why are you confessing?
What was the original question?
You mean to say this is the man who stole my dog?
Madam, I didn't say that. I merely say to you that he has certain criminal tendencies.
Now, wait a minute, Archie. I've known Finnegan for a long time.
But, Clancy, do you know the real Finnegan? The Finnegan behind that horrible mask? The sneaky Finnegan? You know that paper towel rack in the back room that says, rub, do not blot? Do you know the Finnegan that blots?
Oh, just a second.
Oh, I know you're clever, Clifton. But I'm afraid this time they caught up with you. Look at him, Clancy. He's as guilty as the day is long. Look at his eyes. Look at the way they cross. Why do you think that is? Because they got to keep an eye on each other. And look at them nervous, shifty lines around the mouth.
Arch, I'm chewing gum.
A likely story.
Wait a minute. There's my dog now.
Oh, Pierre, I told you to stay under the table.
Oh, my poor little doggie, what have they done to you? Come to Mommy and... why, this isn't my dog.
Huh? It ain't?
No. My dog had a white spot on his back.
Lady, maybe we better get out of here before one of us goes nuts. I'll see you later, boys.
Oh, Finnegan, I guess I got you out of that one, didn't I? Finnegan, speak to me. Just a second. Hello? Oh, look, Cavendish. You thought it over and you'd like to buy the radio show? But first you want to hear the dog sing. Okay, I'll bring him right over. Look, Finnegan, I'll let you keep all the money I give you, plus I'll give you $2 more if you give me back Pierre.
Arch, I'm afraid this time it'll cost you $10.
Okay, you're robbing me, but here's the $10.
Okay.
Wait a minute, what was that last remark?
Oh, it's nothing.
What was it?
Well, Pierre merely says on account of the way you double-crossed me, he'll never sing another note as long as he lives. Ow, ow!
Until we leave Duffy's Tavern for this week to return again, same time, same station, on our next time around. But right now, let's pay a visit to Roy Shields & Company, who are putting the finishing touches on their dress rehearsal in the adjoining studio. Let's give a listen, shall we?
Kurt Weill is remembered best, perhaps, as the composer of such refreshing ditties as Speak Low for the Broadway success One Touch of Venus. Now, here are the orchestra and Roy Shield highlighting another of Mr. Weill's brilliant works, this one from Knickerbocker Holiday and titled September Song. Here is a case where the word revived is synonymous with the word refreshed. Roy Shield and the orchestra take a recently revived old love song and make of it a refreshing moment of music. Written in 1926, this melody is now the theme of the motion picture 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. It's Sweetheart of All My Dreams.
Our thanks to Roy Shields and Company for some mighty fine listening. Now it's about that time, so we'll just say don't forget next week, same time, for that familiar phone bell that tells us it's Duffy's Tavern, starring Ed Gardner as Archie the manager.
It's Wednesday night, so we take it out to Duffy's Tavern with our guest tonight, Joan Bennett, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana toothpaste and Trouche, the beforehand lotion. Two products that will pay you to remember. Ipana for the smile of beauty, Trouche for softer, lovelier hands. Ipana, Trouche.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meat eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Joan Bennett, woman in the window. Huh? A mannequin. No, Duffy, on the contrary, she's quite a girlykin. Yeah, Duffy, a terrific assemblage of punkritude. What she got that Mrs. Duffy ain't got? Well, take a look at Mrs. Duffy. Are you looking? Well, what you don't see, Joan Bennett's got. Yeah, she just come back from England. England, it's a little place, just a Blarney stone's throw from Ireland. Yeah, she went over there with a bunch of other movie stars, sort of a lend-lease arrangement. Yeah, the English sent us their beefs, and we sent them our hams. Well, Joan is coming down tonight to help me raffle off a diamond Terrara. Huh? Well, it's for Christmas, Duffy, to help feed the needy families of 3rd Avenue. Let them eat cake. Duffy, a certain party named Marie Antoinette once made that same remark. And leave me remind you, after they stuck her head in the guillotine, she talked a lot different. I'll call you back.
Hey, Miss Archie, how many tickets you figuring you're going to sell for this raffle?
Well, Eddie, that depends a lot on how many people buy them.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice round number.
Yeah. Incidentally, what are you thinking of giving your girlfriend, Sonia Jones, for Christmas?
According to my wallet, a matched set of excuses.
Oh, no dough, huh?
That's right. And with Sonia, no dough, no soap.
Mm.
Ah, them women. Why do they have to be that way?
Well, Eddie, that's been a problem since time was immoral, you know? Anthony had that problem with Cleopatra. Napoleon had it with Josephine.
You mean Josephine was wallet-minded, too?
You've seen pictures of Napoleon with his hand inside his coat?
Yeah.
What do you think he was holding on to? But she loved him, Eddie.
Yeah, but the trouble is Sonia never studied history.
Oh.
And Napoleon didn't have the competition I got.
Competition, huh?
Yeah, she got one boyfriend that makes perfume, a jeweler. Then there's another one.
But just a second. If she's got all them boyfriends, why do you bother to give her anything?
Well, I'm number 3 on the list, and I don't want to lose my rating.
Well, why don't you buy one of these raffle tickets? If you win, you can give her the diamond Terrara.
That phony hunk of ice?
Well, does she have to know it's phony?
I forgot to tell you. She got another boyfriend that's a glass cutter.
Well, don't leave it esprit or decor, Eddie. By the way, did you get the Christmas tree out of the back room yet?
Yeah, that head is there in the corner. I hope it don't get arrested for indecent exposure.
Yeah. Don't look as good as it did last year, does it?
No. And last year, it didn't look as good as the year before.
Turned a little brown around the gills. What can we do with it, Eddie?
Well, we could put a fence around it.
A fence?
Yeah. You know what the old saying, that things on the other side of the fence look greener?
Cut the jokes, Eddie. We can fix it up. We'll camouflage it with some of last year's decorations.
Yeah, but what we going to use to camouflage the decorations?
Don't worry, Eddie. There's a lot of things around here we could use to hang on a tree.
Hello, Arch.
Oh, hello, Finnegan. You sold any tickets for that raffle yet?
No, Arch. And I've been to every house on the block.
Well, have you been off the block?
Arch, for years.
Well, look, what do you do when you go from house to house?
Oh, well, I knock on the door and When they open it, I say, I'm Clinton Finnegan.
Yeah. What's the reaction?
The usual. Raised eyebrows and a slight gasp. Then they try to slam the door on me.
Then what do?
I use me head, Art.
Oh.
Yeah. I stick me foot in.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah, sometimes. Other times I use me foot and stick me head in.
Oh. How does that work?
Well, that's better. That way it don't hurt so much.
Finnegan, sticking your foot and your head in, I can see that you ain't using salesmanship.
Salesmanship?
Yeah, you see, to be a salesman, the first thing you got to do is to flatter the people.
Flatter them, huh?
Yeah, for example, when the door opens, you should smile and you say, well, I didn't know a gorgeous creature like you was going to answer the door.
Arch, I tried that.
What happened?
The guy slugged me.
Well, you talked out of turn. That's another thing. You see, the smart salesman lets the other guy do all the talking.
So I tried that too, Arch. One place I went into to sell the tickets, it happened the guy was also a salesman.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I was cagey. I laid back and I let him do all the talking.
What happened?
I am now insured against earthquakes.
And not one ticket sold for all of these needy families. Ain't you ashamed of yourself? Now go on out and try it again.
Okay, and this time I won't leave one stone unturned.
Okay, but don't turn over any rocks. You might find a relative. Now get going.
Okay. Hey, look, Arch, you mind if I leave one shoe here?
One shoe?
Yeah, it'll help me make change.
How?
So, tickets are a dime, right?
Right.
So, in case a guy hands me a quarter, 10 fingers and 5 toes makes 15 cents change.
But Finnegan, you got 6 toes.
Oh, you forget the sales tax.
A human abacus. Go on now, get going. Oh. Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Huh? Oh, yeah, she's here. Just a minute. Miss Duffy.
Oh, yeah?
A phone call for you. Ridiculous as it sounds, it's a man.
No fooling, gee. Quick, give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Steady, old girl, steady.
Hello, Miss Duffy speaking. I'd love to. What? Oh, it's you, Papa. Archie, you tricked me.
Yeah, but you was really living there for a minute.
What, Papa? Where was I till 3 o'clock this morning? Well, Papa, yesterday was a busy day.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of things to do. Well, first I had my hair curled and...
What'd you do, look in the mirror?
Shut up, you jerk. No, not you, Papa. The other one here. So then I went over to Katrinka Yorbitz's for their house warming. Yeah, they just got a load of coal in. Well, anyway, the party got going, and you know how it is, Papa. Everybody started dancing with each other, and Katrinka and I got sick of just sitting around, so we went to the movies. Huh? Look, Papa, I could tell Mama a few things about the other night when you were supposed to be playing poker.
Yeah, I seen him in that game of poker. The chips was very well stacked.
What, Papa? Okay, it's a deal. We'll both keep our big mouths shut.
Miss Duffy, did you and Katrinka enjoy the movies last night?
No, we had a terrible time. 2 fellas sitting next to us did nothing but annoy us.
Oh. So where did the 4 of you go?
Well, it turned out that they were going our way.
So, naturally, they offered to give you a lift.
Naturally. But we warned them that we were nice girls and they'd have to drive us straight home.
Well, so far, you've acted like a perfect lady.
Yes, but they were no gentlemen.
Oh, they didn't drive you straight home.
That was the trouble. They did.
Straight home. I think I know the trouble. Look, when you got into the guy's car, was it standing under a street lamp?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's where you made your mistake. Now, look, Miss Duffy, Joan Bennett's going to be here any minute to raffle off this Terrera for the needy people. And, hey, I wonder if a kiss from a pretty girl would help sell these tickets.
Thank you. I'd love to.
Miss Duffy, the needy ain't that needy. I was referring to Miss Joan Bennett. That's a terrific idea. Joan Bennett kisses the winner, and we'll collect so much dough for the Third Avenue poor people, they'll be coming over here in limousines to thank us.
I'll bet there isn't a woman listening in who isn't interested in trying something different when it comes to making herself lovelier.
You're so right, Mr. Wallington. I am interested. What is it?
Well, it's an entirely different idea in hand lotions. It's Trouchet, the beforehand lotion.
Trouchet? And what does beforehand mean?
It means you can use Trouchet before you get to work, before you do dishes or light laundry, before you put your hands in that hot soapy water.
But what's the point of that?
Because Trouchet guards your hands from becoming chapped and dry. Why, Trouchet is so effective that it guards your hands even while they're in hot soapy water.
And how about after I finish the dishes and washing? Can I use Trouchet then?
Of course you can. Creamy, fragrant Trouchet can be used as you use any hand lotion. But with Trouchet, you get something none of those ordinary hand lotions give you. Beforehand protection when you need it most. So why don't you start this new way of helping your hands become soft and lovely? Why not begin today to use Trouchet? Trushay.
Look, Eddie, Joan Bennett's going to be here any minute. Now, leave us make the place look Christmassy, huh? We'll put some candles around the tables.
Candles? You trying to put Miss Bennett on a diet?
What do you mean?
Well, if she sees what she's eating, she won't.
Well, maybe you're right. What could we do to make it Christmassy? I know. We'll take a lot of the Christmas cards we've been receiving and stand them up along the bar.
Be the only thing at that bar that's standing.
Yeah, very funny, man.
By the way, just got a card here you did from Sing Sing.
I did? Let's see. Hey, it's from Rockpile Roach. I didn't know he was still up there. The last time I heard from him, he was waiting for the governor to make up his mind about a reprieve. Let's see what he says. Dear Archie, just a line to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy. Guess the governor made up his mind. Yeah, well, that shows you, Eddie. Crime don't pay, huh?
Good evening, Archie.
Oh, Officer Clancy, how are you tonight?
Oh, 'tis a weary man I am. Those Christmas crowds milling around and pushing and pulling.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
Oh, it sure knocks a man out. The hustle and bustle and pushing and shoving. It's enough to drive a man to drink.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, don't just stand there agreeing with me. Do something about it.
Okay, Clancy, here you are. Bourbon and soda. On the house.
Archie, this whiskey of yours is slow poison.
Slow poison? Well, then don't drink it.
Fortunately, I'm a patient man.
Oh, well, enjoy it, Clancy. Tell me, how's the missus?
The old biddy?
Yeah.
Well, as usual. She's been hinting all week for a Christmas present.
Oh, how can you tell?
She's been easing up on her punches.
Well, that's a sure sign she loves you, Clancy.
You're 100 proof right. By the way, that last drink.
Yeah?
Who poured it?
I did.
Who drank it?
You did.
Archie, it's your move.
Okay, Clancy, here you are. Have another one.
Thank you. Say, by the way, would you like to have Christmas dinner with me and Mrs. Officer Clancy?
Well, thank you. I'll be charmed.
We're having a real Christmas dinner. Celery and olives and cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. And, of course, for the main dish, the old traditional corned beef and cabbage.
What, Clancy, no turkey?
No, it makes the old lady feel too self-conscious. Well, I'll be seeing you, Archie.
Okay, Clancy.
Miss Archie.
Yeah?
The woman in the window.
What about her?
She just walked through the door.
Oh, Eddie, that's Joan Bennett. She just got back from England. That talk that pip-pip British stuff to her, Eddie, Give her a real English welcome, huh?
You give it to her. You're handier with that John Bull than I am.
Well, Joan Bennett, welcome back to the motherland. Did you have a good time over there, Joan?
Wonderful.
Yeah, huh? I bet you felt funny driving on the left side of the road, huh?
Not at all, Archie. You forget I'm from California.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, how is England? Has the old place changed much?
Were you ever there?
Was I... Is this damn kidding? Joan, I've been up and down the streets of London so often I still walk cockneyed. In fact, to this day, I get sinuses if I ain't breathing that Londonderry air.
Well, what did you do over there?
What did I do? Well, the first time I went over to play cricket for Washington and Lee and Perrins.
You played cricket?
Left crick. Yeah, it was a great trip. A little rough, but very pleasant.
What boat did you go on?
Well, naturally, on a boat befitting to a man of my caliber.
A tramp steamer.
No, the Queen Mary herself. Great crowd we had on board, too.
A lot of notables?
A lot of notables? You mean besides me?
Yes.
Oh, sure. We had nothing but the upper dregs. The Count of Essex and his wife, the Discount. Lord and Lady Windermere, Lord and Lady Taylor, Lord Byron.
Lord Byron?
Yeah.
He wasn't with Lord Tennyson, was he?
Lord Tennyson. Short and stocky, monocle in one eye, stutters a little.
That's the one.
Marvelous shuffleboard player.
Archie, it happens that Lord Tennyson is dead.
What is that?
Lord Tennyson is dead.
Oh. Well, it was a pretty rough trip. In fact, even I had a slight case of mal de mer. That's French for you can't take it with you. Yeah. But where are my manners here? Oh, Edward.
Yes, sir, my lord.
A crumpet of tiffin and some tea for Miss Bennett.
How many spots?
Tuppence.
How much is that?
That's 12.
You ain't got enough for 12 spots. How about just one big blob?
Well, I guess that sounds all right. Okay with you, Joan?
Yes, with lemon, please, in a saucer.
Saucer? How bourgeois. Have you ever tried it with a putrid mug?
No, this will be my first experience.
Well, I think you'll like it.
Archie, I can see you know all about English dishes.
Oh, sure. In fact, I almost married one. But by that time, they didn't let us fraternize. Say, that's a jolly good one. I must remember to send that into Punch. Yeah, Joan, all this talk about England makes me very neuralgic.
Yes, I'm getting a little sick myself.
Well, in that case, leave us talk about Hollywood.
All right, leave us talk about Hollywood.
I saw that last picture of yours.
I saw that last picture of yours.
You was great.
Leave us talk about England.
Maybe we better talk about the raffle.
What is all this about the raffle, Archie?
Well, you see, it's Christmas, and there's a lot of people that ain't going to be too happy. People that ain't got the kind of dough that you and me has got. And I thought I'd try to do a little something to brighten things up for them, so I'm raffling off this genuine diamond Tarara. The only thing is the raffle tickets ain't going so good, and we thought that maybe if you'd give the winner a kiss, it'd help things. After all, you kissed that Edward G. Robinson. Wasn't even Christmas either.
All right, Archie, if it's for charity, I'll do it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll put on my most kissable lipstick.
You're going to do... Holy cat, she's going to kiss the winner. But what happens? Suppose the raffle is won by some toothless hoodlum. Some guy that would go after her like she was a free lunch. Archie, you've got to save this girl by hook or by crook.
Say, Eddie, if Miss Bennett is going to kiss the winner, I'll buy a couple of those raffle tickets.
Why, sure, Mr. Warrington. Here they are. You know, if Mr. Archie wins and Miss Bennett has to kiss him, I bet she dies laughing.
Oh, boy, I'd like to see that.
Miss Bennett kissing Mr. Archie?
No, Miss Bennett laughing. Because if there's anything I go for, it's a beautiful smile, Ed. In fact, I think everybody goes for a beautiful, sparkling smile. That's why we all should try to keep our smiles as bright and as radiant as can be. That, of course, calls for firm, healthy gums. And that means Ipana toothpaste and gum massage. For Ipana is designed not only to clean your teeth, but with gentle massage to aid in the health of your gums. Ask your dentist.
A national survey shows that 7 out of 10 dentists recommend gum massage. Not only that, but dentists themselves prefer Ipana toothpaste 2-to-1 over any other dentifrice for their own personal use.
So why don't you start using Ipana toothpaste and gum massage yourself? It's easy.
Just brush your teeth with Ipana. And every time you do, put a little extra Ipana on your fingertip and gently massage it on your gums.
So get Ipana for your smile of beauty.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Oh, hello, Duffy. Huh? Oh, the tickets has been going like wild cakes. Yeah. Well, Joan Bennett's going to pull the tickets out of a hat, and in addition, for charity, she's going to kiss the winner. You want 100 tickets, huh? But suppose Mrs. Duffy found out you kissed a movie star. Oh, you'll throw up to her the kiss in New York that she got from Tom Brenneman, huh? Well, is she there? Well, look, you better not let her hear you talking about kissing a strange dame, Duffy, or your name will be Mud. Hello? Hello? So long, Mud. I wonder how I could work out this raffle so that charity begins at home.
All right.
Oh, hello, Finnegan. How many tickets did you sell?
Oh, a bunch of them, Art. Here's the list of names.
Yeah, Hey, Finnegan, you got nothing but a lot of X's down here. How can we tell who's who?
It's simple, Art. For example, this X here is Mr. Smith, and this X here is Mr. Brown.
But how can we tell which is which?
Oh, it's Mr. Brown is the guy with the glass eye.
Well, put all the tickets in this, put the tickets in this derby hat here, Finnegan, and I'll go get Joan Bennett and pick out the winner.
Yeah, okay, Mrs. Finnegan. Put him right here in the hat.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, I think I'll put my ticket right on top.
You pretty anxious to win so you can get that kiss from Miss Bennett.
Certainly. What kiss?
Didn't you know Miss Bennett's going to kiss the winner?
I knew there was a catch to this raffle.
You don't want to kiss?
Eddie, that stuff stunts your growth. Me, I'd rather blow bubble gum any day.
Bubble gum?
Yeah.
Mr. Finnegan, ain't you ever heard of the birds and the bees?
Yeah, I heard them. But you give them birds and bees a hunk of bubble gum, and they ain't gonna waste no time kissing either.
Yeah, but what you gonna do if she picks out your ticket?
Well, she won't find it in the hat band.
What?
I'm putting my ticket right inside the hat band, and she'll never find it. No dame is gonna make a chucker out of me.
Well, Joan, all set to pick the ticket out of the hat?
Archie, before I do, may I see the tiara?
The tiara? Well, you talk funny. Well, sure. Here it is. Take a look at it. See? Ever see diamonds like that before?
Only on chandeliers.
Surely you're jesting. This is the kind of stuff you see in Tiffany's window.
Archie, this is the kind of stuff Tiffany's window is made of.
What do you mean?
Well, look at the back of it. It says Woolworth.
That's the name of the owner. Look. I didn't want to let this get out, but this Terrara happens to come from the private collection of the heiress to the Woolworth millions.
But isn't her name Hutton?
Occasionally, yes. Look, Joan, you got no idea what this Terrara is worth.
About 29 cents.
That's why you and me beg to differ.
Archie, don't lie to me.
Well, look. Well, what's the difference what the winner gets? As long as the money goes to a worthy charity.
But the winner will be disappointed.
All right, we'll cover that. So that nobody gets robbed, I'll fix it so I become the winner.
I see. And I give you the kiss.
You see? Nobody loses.
Except me.
Oh, come on, Joan. Will you do it?
But, Archie, with all the tickets in the hat, how will I be able to pick yours?
Look, I got an idea. I'll stick mine inside of the hat band, see? Then you just reach under and pull it out. Okay, Eddie, leave us start the drawing. Prim, Mr. Melnick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Joan Bennett will now draw the winning ticket in the raffle sponsored by Honest Archie.
And, folks, I would like to announce that anybody who bought 100 tickets for this raffle has no more chance of winning than a man who bought one. Miss Bennett will now draw the winning ticket out of the inside of the hat. Have you got the winning ticket there, Miss Bennett?
Yes, I have the winning ticket.
And what is the name?
The name is Clifton Finnegan.
Clifton Finnegan?
I was framed.
Finnegan, that rat in wolf's clothing.
Well, I guess I better kiss the winner. Mr. Finnegan?
Now, you lay off of me.
Don't be afraid. Hold still.
Oh, this is terrible.
What?
To think of all the years I've wasted me lips blowing on soup.
What a waste of osculation.
Well, I'm sorry, Archie. I tried.
Oh, well, forget about it, Joan. As long as the dough goes to the poor people.
Well, Archie, as long as that's the way you feel about it, I think you deserve a consolation prize.
You mean?
Hold still.
Hello? Mr. Archie? Say, well, right now he's flying over the Christmas tree.
Mother, you never can tell when your child will come home with a cold. So for that reason, it's wise to always keep a safe, effective cold relief handy in the house. And that means Minute Rub, a really modern chest rub that brings quick, effective relief to cold discomfort. Just rub Minute Rub on the throat, chest, and back. In a minute, Minute Rub's soothing menthol vapors begin to clear that stuffed-up feeling in the nose and throat. In a minute, Minute Rub starts to bring a feeling of warmth and relief to those tight, sore, aching muscles. And listen, here at last is a chest rub that's greaseless and stainless. Disappears like vanishing cream and can't stain clothes or bed linens. So get a tube of Minute Rub and get relief from that annoying cold misery the modern way. The greaseless, stainless, Minute Rub way. It's time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday. Joan Bennett will soon be seen in the Diana production of The Secret Beyond the Door. Until next Wednesday, then, this is Jimmy Wallington reminding you that for a more sparkling smile, remember Ipana. And for softer, lovelier hands, remember Trouche, the beforehand lotion. Ipana, Trouche. Stay tuned in for Mr. Distant Attorney, which follows immediately over
NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
It's Wednesday night, so we take you now to Duffy's Tavern with our guest tonight, Mr. John J. Anthony, and Mrs. Nussbaum of Allen's Alley, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana toothpaste and Truchet, the beforehand lotion. Two products that will pay you to remember. Ipana for the smile of beauty, Truchet for softer, lovelier hands. Ipana, Truchet.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where do you eat meat to eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Hey, Duffy, did you hear me on the Fred Allen show Sunday? You did, huh? What'd you think of me performance? To high heaven, huh? Look, Duffy, with you, nothing is entertainment unless you can blow the suds off of it. By the way, I invited Mrs. Nussbaum to come down. Mrs. Nussbaum, the dame that says, no. What does it mean? It's Esperanto for was machst du? Yeah. And you know who else is coming? John J. Anthony from the radio. You know, Mr. Anthony, the expert on maritime relations. Yeah, he's the guy that tells husbands and wives how their marriage can be a success. Bluebeard had the best method, huh? Duffy, you're a little too skeptical. I'll call you back. Hey, Eddie.
What is it, Mr. Archie?
Did you hear me on the Fred Allen show Sunday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, did you think I was funny?
Yeah, funny? You know, when you told your first joke, I just rolled on the floor.
Yeah, the first joke. What about the rest of them?
I didn't hear them. By the time I stopped rolling, I found myself sitting in the movie.
Well, you missed something, Eddie. I was really sensational.
You was, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to tell you. Just as you come on the air, a girl from that Hooper rating called up and said they was making a special survey.
Is that so? A special survey just for me, huh?
Yeah. They wanted to know what program I was switching to.
Cut it out, Eddie. But what a racket that radio is, huh? Why can't I get a job like that Fred Allen instead of working in a crummy dump like this?
Well, why don't you give your problem to Mr. Anthony when he gets here?
Him? With them nasal nostrils of his, he'd like to be Fred Allen himself. What do I need him for? Believe me, I have given just as much good advice as he has, Eddie.
Enumerate?
Well, like to me friends Harry and Ethel, or as Mr. Anthony calls them, H and E, you know. From the day they got married, they argued and fought like cats and dogs, but thanks to the advice that I gave them, today they're both very happy.
What happened?
They're divorced. And then there's the case of George and Sylvia, G and C. Two people very much in love. But there was just one thing, you see. Harry says that they couldn't get married unless Ethel stopped running around with this other guy. Who fixed it up for them? Me.
How'd you do that?
I stopped running around with Ethel. However, Eddie, I find that in most of these cases it's the woman that's at fault.
Just a minute, Archie. You can't talk that way about us women.
Us women? What do they do, make you an honorary member of the sex?
Women are at fault. Look at poor Vera Fogarty. What happened to her shouldn't happen to a dog.
But it did. But how did it happen this time?
Well, the fella is about to get married to her, see? So the preacher says, if anyone knows why these two should not be married, let him now speak.
So what happened?
So the fella's wife has to go and open up a big mouth.
Well, some wives is just narrow-minded that way. But look, Miss Duffy, save Vera's troubles until Mr. Anthony gets here, will you?
Oh, she's been on Mr. Anthony's program, but she could hardly talk.
Why?
Oh, she kept crying and crying.
All broken up, huh?
No, she was just so happy to be on the radio. Well, anyway, she told Mr. Anthony her problem, and he said, I would like to see you after the program is over, my dear. Well, she's thrilled.
What happened then?
Nothing. All he did was give her a lot of good advice.
Well, look, Miss Duffy, why don't you stop running around with that dumb Vera? You know, a person is judged by the company he keeps. Hiya, Judge. Hiya, Finnegan.
Say, I'd like to talk to Mr. Anthony.
Wouldn't Ripley be better? About what?
About my mother and father. Last night, me old man comes home at 5 this morning.
Yeah?
And me mother is waiting up for him with a baseball bat.
Oh. Any hits?
Yeah, she drove in 4 stitches. And after watching them belting each other around, I think I should never get married. Especially to a dame.
Well, I don't know. Marriage ain't so bad, Finnegan. It happens in the best of families.
Oh, yeah? Oh, me father married me mother, and what did they get out of it?
I think you're just being self-conscious. You should try marriage sometime.
I couldn't even remember which finger the ring goes on.
Well, it's simple. It's worn on the 3rd finger from the left, which, incidentally, in your case, is also the 4th finger from the right. Look, wouldn't you like to have a wife, Finnegan?
Well, maybe if I could marry Betty Grable.
Yeah, but what about Harry James?
I'm afraid not. He ain't my type.
Look, marriage is nothing to joke about, Finnegan. You're making fun of a very sad subject. Don't forget, marriage goes back a long way, back to the Dark Ages, which should be a hop, skip, and a jump for you. Them was the days when if a caveman wanted a wife, he just went out and hit some dame over the head with his club. This was the first form of woman suffrage.
Well, I'll accept that.
Good.
You know, marriage was better in them days, Art. You didn't have to buy a dame a lot of clothes.
Oh, them guys had their problems too, Finnegan. Even them cave maidens used to say, "Darling, I simply haven't a thing to wear. You'll have to go out and buy me a new leaf." So the husband would have to say, "Another new leaf? Woman, do you think them leaves grow on trees?" Yes, Finnegan, it was ever 'twas.
Well, Art, you made me see marriage in a new light. I think I'll toss a coin. There it is. Heads. Well, looks like I stick to bubble gum.
What was tails?
Tootsie Rolls.
Finnegan, maybe on second thought you shouldn't get married.
Why not?
It'd be tempting heredity.
Friends, listen. Here is something you should know. Here are some facts that may help you.
Dentists prefer Ipana toothpaste 2-to-1 over any other dentifrice for their own personal use.
Yes, friends, those are the facts found in a recent national survey. So why don't you two discover just what makes Ipana toothpaste so good for your teeth? See how Ipana can help your teeth, help your smile to a brightness and loveliness you never thought possible. You see, Ipana is designed not only to clean your teeth, but with gentle massage to aid in the health of your gums. And firm, healthy gums are so important to sound, brighter teeth, to that more sparkling smile. Ask your dentist. For that national survey showed that 7 out of 10 dentists recommend gum massage. So try Ipana and see the difference Ipana can make to your teeth. Ipana for your smile of beauty.
Hey, Eddie.
What is it, Mr.
Mr. Anthony didn't get here yet, huh?
No, sir.
I wonder what's keeping him.
I don't know. But maybe he's having a fight with his wife.
Don't be silly, Eddie. A guy like Mr. Anthony don't fight with his wife.
Want to bet?
Well, Mr. Anthony. Well, sir, I'm sure glad you could drop down.
Thank you, Archie. Well, so this is Duffy's Tavern.
Yep. What do you think of the joint?
Well, how shall I say it?
Well, how would you say it if you was on the air?
On the air, they wouldn't let me say it.
Hey, that's pretty good. And from listening to you, I thought you was one of them stuffed shirt professor types.
Really?
Yeah, but you look like any of the other characters that come in here.
Well, Archie, I thought you were going to be a tall, skinny jerk with big ears.
Really?
Yes?
Well, now that we've crossed the ice, tell me, have you solved any good problems lately?
No, not lately, Charlie.
How come?
Well,
call me Arch, why don't you? Let's be friendly.
Well, people don't seem to have too many problems these days. They're busy working, making money, having a good time, and...
Well, cheer up. Maybe things will get tougher. You know what the Bluebird said about Maeterlinck?
Okay, Archie.
Huh? Oh, what is it, Miss Duffy?
How about introducing me to Mr. Anthony?
Well, okay, but it's a miserable way to treat a guest. John, this is Miss Duffy. She lives alone and looks it. Miss Duffy, this is Mr. Anthony.
How do you do?
Likewise, I'm sure. Say, I got a problem.
And I suppose your problem is men?
Is there any other kind?
Look, will you please state your problem and blow?
Well, look, Mr. Anthony, I've been going with a fella named Breckenbridge Horsenfelder.
Well, that is a problem.
Yeah. So anyway, I say I've been going steady with him for 2 years.
Yes?
After 2 years, he went out the other day and married another girl.
Well, what's the problem?
Do you think he was just trying to make me jealous?
Miss Duffy, my advice to you is to forget about this man.
But he's so good-looking.
Doesn't matter.
But he's very rich.
That's unimportant.
I said he's very rich.
And I said that's unimportant.
Some advice.
Miss Archie.
What is it, Eddie?
That lady over there, she says she'd like to talk to you.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Anthony. I wonder who it could be.
No?
Well, Mrs. Nussbaum.
You was expecting maybe the King Cohen trio. Say, is this a tough place?
What do you mean?
As I'm walking past the free lunch counter, is making a fist to pig's knuckles.
Yeah, I guess the rigor mortis must have set in again. What can I do for you, Mrs. Nussbaum?
I'm looking for my husband, Pierre. He is leaving my bed and board.
Oh, he walked out on you, huh?
Like he was Ambassador Mazel Tov.
Well, that's strange. I thought you and Pierre was very happy.
In the first connubial days, yes. Then Pierre is making himself a Don Juan, a regular Casablanca. Oh, Archie, from my slipper he is drinking seltzer water. Every day he is sending me 1 Mrs. Miniver roses.
And you?
I am working on Pierre the while. Handkerchiefs I'm dropping. Eyelashes I'm fluttering. And from the atomizer I'm squirting on myself Prince Machiavelli.
Well, tell me, when did you first notice the change in Pierre?
It was like this. One night we're going to the movies. It is crowded, so Pierre and me, we are taking separate seats. Pierre is in one row, I am in the next. All through the picture, Pierre is turning around to the seat in back for necking and kissing.
Well, that sounds sweet. What's wrong with that?
I am sitting in front from Pierre.
Oh, well, I don't blame you then. So you're through with Pierre and men, huh?
Pierre, yes. Men, I am giving another chance. But this time should be romance. A knight in shining armor.
Pierre wasn't the type, huh?
But Pierre is shining only the pants. Now I'm looking for my dream man. A Sir Lancelot. A Prince Charming who will carry me away to his castle. It's him, my Prince Charming.
Archie, the introduction, please. It should be proper.
Oh, by all means, Clifton Finnegan, shake hands with Pansy Nussbaum.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Such manners, such a doll. A gentleman from the world.
Tell me, haven't we met someplace before?
Monte Carlo?
No.
Palm Beach?
No.
Crossinger?
No. Try Atlantic City.
Atlantic City?
No.
Look, Finnegan, leave me tell you something about this thing.
Later, Roger, later.
Finnegan, she wants to marry you.
Well, okay. What? You mean...
Exactly. The dame is out to groom you.
Mr. Finnegan.
Please,
words I am not bothering to miss.
Now, please.
Come to me, darling.
Now, take it easy. Hey, Arch, help me. Don't just stand there. Say something.
Well, what do you want me to say? Sounds logical. Now, look, Mrs. Nussbaum, you can't marry Finnegan. He has already been spoken for.
Aha. And who is mine rival?
The Smithsonian Institute.
Archie, by me, this is no competition. I am still making Finnegan Pierre Nussbaum II.
Hey, wait a minute, Arch. You've got to get me out of this.
Okay, Finnegan, I'll take up the problem with Mr. Anthony.
Mr. Seymour.
Yes? Oh, yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Well, I have a problem.
Oh, then you want Mr. Anthony.
No, I want you. You're the expert on hand care, aren't you?
Well,
Well, I heard you mention something about Truchet at the beginning of this program, and I need something to stop my hands from becoming so rough and dry.
Then I'm your man. And Truchet is the hand lotion to use. Look, I'll bet one reason your hands won't stay soft and lovely is because you have to do dishes and light laundry and all those little soap and water jobs, right?
Right.
Okay, so what you need is a hand lotion that will guard your hands. Guard them even while they're in hot soapy water.
You mean Truchet will guard my hands even while they're in dishwater?
It sure will. You see, Truchet is the beforehand lotion. You put it on before you get to work, before you do your dishes. So Truchet can guard your hands from the rough drying effects of hot soapy water.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But how about after I get finished with my work? Or when my hands get chapped from cold weather? Can I use Truchet then?
Of course you can. You can use creamy, fragrant Truchet as you use any hand lotion. But with Truchet, you get a plus. Something none of those ordinary hand lotions give you. Beforehand protection when you need it most. So, friends, why don't you all try this new way of helping to keep your hands soft and lovely? Why don't you begin today to use Truchet? Trushay.
Now, look, Mr. Anthony, Finnegan is trying to get away from Mrs. Nussbaum, so please advise her to go back to her husband, will you?
Okay, Archie, you can count on me.
Good. But first we'll have to have a couple of test cases to warm you up.
All right. What's the first case?
The case of the lovesick waiter. Take it, Eddie.
Now, will you state your problem, young man?
Well, I'm in love with a gal named Sonia Jones.
Yes?
But a gal named Sonia Jones ain't in love with me.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that, young man. The main thing in life is love.
What a mind. What a mind. How does a guy think of them answers? Why, you're terrific, Mr. Anthony.
Thank you, Archie. Eddie, have you talked with this young lady recently?
No.
Why don't you call her on the phone and talk to her? And then let me be the judge as to whether or not she loves you.
Okay, that's good. Hello? Is this my little honey pie? Oh, excuse me, bud. Now, I want to talk to Sonia. Hello, Sonia? Yeah, this is Dreamboat. No, not Charlie. No, not Frankie. No, not Sam. No, not Joe. It's Eddie. No. No. Eddie Green. Huh? No, little Eddie Green. How you feel, Sonia? You got a cold, huh? What you taking first? Hot lemonade? Yeah, I can hear the ice tinkling in the glass. Say, Sonia, who was that answered the phone before? Your mother? Yeah, she got a kind of a deep voice for your mother, ain't she? Oh, she got a cold, too, huh? Yeah, well, take care of yourself, honey. I'll be seeing you. Sonia, don't drink too many of them hot lemonades. You know how them bonded lemons affect you. Goodbye.
Well, you do have a problem, young man. But I've seen cases like this before. They always seem to work out somehow. I'm sure one of these days you'll find yourself married to this Sonia.
Yeah. Well, I would like to marry Sonia, but I sure hate to have that guy for a mother-in-law.
And that takes care of the case of the lovesick waiter.
What is the next case, Archie?
The next case is Miss Duffy. A problem within a problem. What's your trouble this time, Miss Duffy?
Well, it's like this. Every time I meet a man with brains, he doesn't have enough money to get married. And when I meet one with money, he's got too much brains to get married. What should I do, Mr. Anthony?
Now, my child, the answer to your problem is simple. Have courage. Have patience. The right one is going to come along. Surely somewhere in this world there must be a man with no money and no brains.
Now, the next case, the case of Mrs. Pierre N.
Mrs. N., your problem, please.
Well, Mr. A, for 7 years... For 7 years, like through a looking glass, I'm waiting for my husband, Pierre. Every spring, I'm hoping he's coming back to me, like a swallow from Capistrami.
Precisely, why did your husband leave you?
Who knows? Why did Anthony leave Cleopatra?
Madam, please, here I ask the question.
Okay, so ask me a question. What's your problem?
Madam, I'm merely trying to help you.
You're a good man, Mr. Anthony. These are my problems. Today I am finding my dream prince, Clifton Finnegan. A find.
Well, Mrs. N. Love sometimes strikes in the most unusual places. I think I'd like to speak to this Mr. Finnegan.
I have the hideous corpus right here, Mr. Anthony.
Where?
There he is, right here.
Oh, you better handle this one, Archie.
Well, okay. Mr. Finnegan, are you ready?
Yes.
Now, what's your name?
Clifton Finnegan.
Where do you live?
Tavern.
When was you born?
1907.
Do you drink?
Never touched this stuff.
Who's your favorite movie star?
Bugs Bunny.
When was you born?
Clifton Finnegan.
How old are you?
Third Avenue.
What's your mother's name?
1907.
Do you drink?
Bugs Bunny.
Are you married?
Never touched this stuff.
Mr. Anthony, I think you better take over. I don't think he understands the questions. He's slightly confused.
Mr. Finnegan, are you confused?
Of course not.
Do you understand the questions?
Well, naturally.
All right, then tell me, what is your name?
Bugs Bunny.
Well, Mr. Anthony, I believe that gives you a clear-cut picture of the case. Have you reached a decision?
I have. Mrs. N.
Yes, Mr. A.
My advice to you is to go back to your husband.
Back to my husband. This is the best solution available.
My dear friend, under the circumstances, it's the only thing for you to do. Find Pierre, and I know that you will again find true happiness.
Pearls of wisdom. I am seeing the light. Oh, Pierre will be so happy.
Excuse me a second. Hello? Who? Yes, she's here. Mrs. Nussbaum, it's Pierre.
Mein Pierre. Oh, I am too overcome to talk. You tell him the good news, Archie.
Okay. Hello, Pierre. Your wife Pansy is here and wants you back. Yep. And you can thank Mr. Anthony for bringing you two together again. Huh? Mr. Anthony should drop dead.
If you're suffering from a cold, listen. For here's a way to get real relief, fast relief from your cold discomforts. Just get Minute Rub, a really modern chest rub. And then rub Minute Rub on the throat, chest, and back. In a minute, Minute Rub's soothing menthol vapors begin to clear that stuffed-up feeling in your nose and throat. In a minute, Minute Rub starts to bring a feeling of warmth and relief to those tight, sore, aching muscles. And listen, here at last is a chest rub that's greaseless and stainless, disappears like vanishing cream, and can't stain clothes or bed linens. So get a tube of Minute Rub and get relief from that annoying cold misery the modern way. The greaseless, stainless Minute Rub way.
Duffy's Tavern, where do you eat meat deed? Oh, hello, Duffy. Yeah. Well, that's right, Duffy. Next week, Edward G. Robinson. As Mrs. Nussbaum says, Little Scissor. You know? Okay, Duffy. We'll see you next week, and so long. Good night, everybody.
It's time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at this same time next Wednesday when our guest will be Edward G. Robinson. Until next Wednesday, then, this is Dan Seymour reminding you that for a more sparkling smile, remember Ipana toothpaste, and for softer, lovelier hands, remember Truchet, the beforehand lotion. Bristol Myers bring you the Alan Young Show on Friday night, and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these same stations.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Duffy's Tavern had a late night to the magistrate and Duffy ain't. Yeah, Duffy. How's business? Yeah, it's looking up. What else can it do? It's flat on its back.
What am I doing? Oh, I'm cleaning up the place. Yeah, just put the broom back in the closet. Well, somebody left it standing out by the phone booth, and it was starting to collect dust. Another thing, Duffy, I just inspected the free lunch, and I saw something in the Swiss cheese. Yeah. I think it saw me, too. That's right, the Swiss cheese. What are we going to do about it? Wait till it starts to yodel and put on a cover chart. Hey, Duffy, that's very funny. We'll do it. Yeah. Am I what? Oh, sure, I'm still in love. With that society girl. Yep, ever since I met her, I ain't been able to sleep a wink all day. That's right. Real society? Well, of course, I hope to tell you. Duffy, you've heard of Who's Who? This dame is in Whom's Whom. Yeah, well, she's coming down here tonight, and don't be surprised if one of these days I am also a member of the 400. If I get in, I'll mark it down to $3.98. What's the use of talking to you? Go soak your head, rabble. Eddie.
Yes, Mr.
Eddie, I'd like to be a little on team tonight. Please have the table in the back room set for two.
Two what?
Two people, of course. What do you think I was talking about? Octopi?
In this place, one has to make certain, you know. Who are you going to be on team with?
My fiancée, Phoebe, that I expect to marry. You know, the one with the $2 million. Tomato, I met at the polo matches. I told you about her, Eddie.
Yeah, well, wet me here with a din, Daddy. I just like Sperry stories.
How can you louse that like that? There's nothing to tell, Eddie. It was just a plain case of love at first sight, you know. It happened to a million dames the first time they lay eyes on me. Sounds conceited, don't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way I am.
Hey, Tavern, you sure this gal has got money?
Well, of course she's got money. I'm in love with her, ain't I? The dame is really loaded, Eddie. I was up to her house the other day. One of them real society estates, you know. As you walk up the lawn, those great dames come out and bark at you with a broad A. Oh, what a layout, Eddie. I get up to the front door, see, so the butler says, I'll have to announce you, sir. So he pulls up the drawing room, long distance, and he tells them that I'm there.
You must have been quite a surprise to her family.
The family wasn't there. Her mother and father were spending the weekend over in the West Wing. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, you see, the butler comes up and jabs me with a hat pin.
Butler jabs you with a hat pin?
That's what they do in them society places, to see if your blood comes out blue. If it don't, they throw you out.
And you got in?
I got a break. He happened to jab me in the fountain pen. But what a dish that baby is, though, Eddie. Where do you see it tonight?
Yeah, what you going to do when you get there? Tell her you own this place?
No.
You going to tell her about your yacht?
Nope.
You going to tell her about your polo pony?
Nope.
You're going to look kind of stupid just standing there, ain't you?
No, Betty. I'm going to tell her the truth.
Oh, that's bad.
Yep, for once in my life, I'm going to lay me cards right out on the table. See, after all, lots of people have told the truth and got away with it.
You've had so little experience. Hey, tell me this. Have you thought up any good truth to tell us?
Well, I think I'll start off by confessing that I'm poor but honest. You know, I want her to know me as I really am.
Ain't you throwing caution to the wind?
Look, Eddie, maybe I ain't got $1 million, and maybe I ain't got blue blood.
You ain't got $1 million, and you ain't got no blood.
But I got other things, Eddie.
What?
So, can you deny that I'm handsome? Can you deny that I am intelligent? Eddie, at least you can deny that I'm charming. Your silence has all the earmarks of a dirty remark, and if there's anything I hate, it's dirty earmarks. What? Oh, hiya, Benny. Hey, what happened to you? You look so thin.
So, my mother just put me on a diet.
A diet?
Yeah, she made me stop biting my fingernails.
Well, she shouldn't have done that, Finnegan. What are you going to do for vitamins?
Well, I still got me toenails.
Oh, yeah, but how much nourishment is there in 11 toenails?
Well, as long as I'm healthy.
Yeah, that's right. Finnegan, did I tell you that I'm getting married?
Yeah, you told me, and I still can't understand it. Why do you want to get married?
Why? It's a natural thing, Finnegan. Why does any healthy, normal young man want to get married? So he can quit work.
Yes, but it's society thing. You ain't gonna like that life. I went to one of them society dinners once, and that's food they give you. Nothing but little crackers with sardines on it.
Finnegan, them was the hors d'oeuvres.
No fooling, they tasted just like sardines. Well, anyway, the next thing they serve is finger bowls.
Finger bowls, huh?
Yeah, did you ever eat them, Mark?
No, I don't think I have. What's in them?
Fingers.
And you didn't like them, huh?
Nah, I had too many bones in them.
Finnegan, does this conversation strike you as being a little weird?
No, I think it's quite normal.
Okay, then let's continue it.
As I was saying...
look, how did you ever happen to get to a society dinner in the first place?
Well, you see, this Park Avenue dame invited me. And I ain't there 10 minutes when she takes me over in the corner and she says, listen, now that we're alone, what would you like to do for amusement?
Sounds very interesting. What happened?
Well, you know how it is, Dodge. One thing led to another, and the first thing you know, we was playing checkers. Was she a stupid dame?
Stupid, huh?
Yeah. There we was, all alone, just her and me, sitting on the couch.
Playing checkers?
So what else? And all of a sudden, she leans over and puts the lights out.
What was stupid about that?
In the middle of a checker game? I could have cheated like the Dickens.
Look, Finnegan, maybe I ought to explain a few facts to you. You see, the reason the girl turned the lights off was because, well, after all, she was a woman and you are a... Maybe she was just cutting down on the light bill. But I still can't understand why the dame invited you.
I can't either, Rod. She was all so silly going out on that fox hunt and everything.
A fox hunt?
Yeah. Everybody decided to put on red suits and go to the dog.
Finnegan, you mean ride on the hounds.
What's the difference how you get there? Well, it sure was exciting, Arch. They all got on horses and turned loose a pack of dogs.
Yeah?
Then some guy blew a horn, and they chased me all over the woods. Boy, did I get tired.
Wait a minute. They chased you all over the woods. What's the matter? Didn't them people have no brains?
They had brains, all right. They just didn't have a fox.
Oh, now I know why they invited you. Yeah. Oh, hello, Miss Duffy.
Well, where is she?
Who?
That silly society girl you're going to marry.
Silly society girl. Look what's calling the kettle. Miss Duffy. That society girl happens to be very intelligent and quite fond of me.
Well, make up your mind. She can't be both.
What's the matter? You jealous because she ain't crummy like you and the rest of your friends in the 10 Jolly Girls AC?
And, what's wrong with my crummy girlfriends?
What's wrong? Shall I take them as a group or one fat slob at a time?
Listen, Archie, the only one that's really fat is Emma Sessa, and it ain't her fault. It runs in her family.
Yeah, well, it's the only thing that does. Everything else waddles. Oh, Miss Duffy, the dame I marry has to have a little class.
Class? Well, then what about Katrinka Yarbert?
I'm laughing.
Archie, Katrinka is a very intelligent girl and very cultured. She speaks Polish fluently.
But she can't talk English. And that family of hers.
It's a very fine family.
With the old man sitting at the breakfast table in his underwear? I never wore a shirt in his life.
That's a fine way to talk about the poor man after he passed away.
That's right. 3 days after he passed away, the undertaker was still fighting him to get his shirt on.
Look who's talking.
What are you talking?
What is Miss Park Avenue going to say when she finds out your grandmother was a steeplejack? Or are you going to keep that a secret?
I'm not going to keep nothing a secret. I'm going to put me cards on the table with her. I'm going to tell her everything about myself.
You mean you're going to be honest for a change?
Miss Duffy, I'd hardly call $2 million change. Eddie, get me the society page, will you? I want to see if Harry Crocker mentions me.
Okay. Good evening, Archie, me boy.
Well, Officer Clancy, glad to see you.
There's a nip in the air tonight.
Uh-huh.
A man needs something to warm him up on a night like this.
Uh-huh. What's new, Clancy?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just on my way home. Oh, say, that reminds me. The little woman wanted me to pick up some bread, and I can't remember what kind. Now, let me see. Was it white bread? No. Whole wheat? No. Pumpernickel? No.
Rye?
Thanks. I don't mind if I do.
That's again.
By the way, Archie, congratulations. I understand you're getting married.
Yeah, thanks, Clancy. Hey, you're an old married man. Tell me, do you ever have any regrets?
Regrets? Archie, me boy, I've been married to Mrs. Clancy for 25 years. And the only regret is I didn't marry her 50 years ago.
Really?
Yep. By now, one of us might be dead.
Hey, y'all, Mr. Arthur, yeah, that's society column.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. I just want to see what my social status is doing here. See. what Park Avenue society girl is going to visit what well-known playboy on his 200-foot yacht next Saturday? How do you like that, fellas? They got me name in the papers already.
Wait a minute, Archie. That could be J.P. Morgan's yacht.
Clancy, his is only 180 feet.
The man is a maniac. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, you and your big feet, get out of here. Step on everything around here. Now, let me see what else is here. Lord Beaverstream, noted big game hunter, accompanied by Lady Beaverstream, has just arrived from England and turned to next page.
Turn the page.
Wait a minute. That must be Phoebe now, Eddie.
Yeah, well, don't forget, Miss Archie. You're going to tell her the truth.
Right. If she don't like it, I'll cover it up with another truth. Thanks for reminding me, Eddie.
Hello, Archie.
Well, Phoebe, it jollifies me amazingly to see you again.
I beg your pardon.
I mean, the game. I'm glad Pater didn't hear me say that.
Pater?
Yes, she was such a bug on grammar. She'd blow her top if I split one tiny little plot epistle. But enough about Pater, Phoebe. Tell me, what do you think of our little bistro here?
Very quaint. Such odd decorations.
Yes.
Who made those cobwebs for you?
We have a little spider that comes to the house. Yes, it's pedigreed, of course.
Archie, do you work in this place?
Well, heavens, one has to.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, one has to work in one place if one owns one. Don't one? Sorry, Duffy. Look, baby. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to lay me cards on the table.
Man says he's going to lay his cards on the table.
What would you like to know about me, Phoebe?
Well, you told me you were a very rich playboy. Was that the truth?
Well, Phoebe, it's this way. What I mean is, you want the truth, don't you?
Yes, sir. The truth.
I am a very rich playboy.
Oh, who shuffled them cards?
But why would a wealthy playboy own a place like this?
Well, I really don't own it. I just sold it for $500,000.
There's a joker.
Wait. You see, Phoebe, this tavern was just a hobby to keep me mind occupied. You know, one gets so bored being bored.
For a horrible moment, I was afraid you worked here.
Oh, how simply ridiculous. Me work in a place like this?
Now he's being honest.
Cut it out, Eddie.
I'm sorry, playboy.
Archie, have you still got the $500,000?
Please, leave us not talk about money, Phoebe. It's so vulgar. As a matter of fact, at home, our children was forbid. We was forbidden to use the word money. And the mere mention of the word, and Mater would fly into a transom.
Well, what did your family use to pay the tradespeople with?
IOUs. No, money never meant nothing to Mom and Pop. All they cared about was stuff like ancestry.
Ancestry?
Oh, sure. Our family was full of it.
Well, I'd like to hear about your ancestors. They sound interesting.
Oh, there wasn't much. Just immigrants came over on some little boat called the Mayflower. They left England to escape prosecution. So then they settled down in a little plantation in Virginia, just a few thousand acres.
What did they raise?
Bull weevils. Yeah. Had a pretty tough time of it, too. They had to fight that cotton every inch of the way. Then they finally got a few dollars together, but as I say, money meant nothing to them. All they cared about was family, you know. They was what was known in the South as proud white trash.
Archie, why haven't you told me all this before?
Well, I didn't think you'd be interested in my ancestor tree.
Well, I certainly am. I'd like to meet them.
You would? I'm sorry. They're all dead.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, they died off. You know, one of them royal blood hereditary diseases, you know, ran in our family. What they call the Bourbon curse.
alone?
Yep, all alone, except for an aunt and an uncle. You may have heard of them. Their names was in the paper today. Lord and Lady Beaverstream.
Oh, the Beaverstream. Are they blood relatives of yours?
Oh, yes. In fact, the bloodiest.
Well, I'd like to meet them.
You'd like them? Yeah. Huh? Well, look, now, I ain't met your family. I'm taking just as much of a chance as you are.
Archie, I insist.
But, Phoebe, now look.
We'll have them for dinner tonight. I think it would be nice if my relatives met your relatives.
Case of the in-laws meeting the outlaws.
Now, look, Phoebe.
Archie, do I need the Beaverstreams, or do we call the whole thing off?
The $2 million question again. Okay, Phoebe, I'll arrange it. Excuse me a second. Hey, Finnegan, Miss Duffy, come here.
What's up, Archie?
Look, you two has got to help me do a little graft job.
Graft job?
Yep, on me family tree. You got it straight, Finnegan?
Yeah, I'm Lady Beaverstream.
Miss Duffy is Lady Beaverstream. You're Lord Beaverstream.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay. You may kiss my hand.
Now, look, Finnegan, this is no time to start getting clever.
Why not, Arch? I gotta start sometime.
Look, when you cut out the talk, just remember, you're Lord Beaverstream and you're a big game hunter. Quick, duck, here comes Phoebe now.
Well, Archie, have Lord and Lady Beaverstream arrived yet?
No, but they should be here any announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of Lady Beaverstream and Safari.
Well, Lord Uncle. Welcome back from your hunting trip to Africa.
Thank you, nephew. Thank you. And I have a surprise for you. I brought you a stuffed hat.
Auntie! Tell me, Auntie, did you enjoy Africa?
No, and I like merry old England better. Faith and Pagoda.
Your aunt is from England?
She went the long way around. Uncle, I would like you to meet Phoebe DePeister Vander Smythe-Smith.
Oh, I'd love to. Where are they?
She's right here.
You do.
By the by, Phoebe, this is me aunt, Lady Beaverstream.
How do you do, Lady Beaverstream?
Sure, and likewise, faith and pagoda.
See, Phoebe, that's an old English music hall act, Faith and Begara. Made quite an impression on Auntie. Well, tell us about Africa, Uncle.
Africa? Oh, dear. Africa is a continent bounded on the west by the Indian Ocean.
No, Uncle. I mean about the hunting trip.
Yes, dear. Tell him about our trip to the land of the Hottentot.
The Hottentot?
The Hottentot.
Oh, yes, they crossed on the boat with us. Oh, they were a charming couple. Very charming. You know, there was one thing I didn't like about Africa, though. The vultures. Ooh, they bothered me.
But Lord Beaverstream, vultures don't bother anything that's alive.
Phoebe did. Uncle knows best. Go ahead, Uncle. Tell us more about the shooting over there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Walter, there I was in the middle of the jungle.
Yes.
So I see this great big bird flying 1,000 feet up in the air. So I quick took aim and fired 2 shots. Bang, bang, bang.
Did you hit anything?
Well, how do you think I lost these 2 toes?
Quit kidding, Uncle. He's such a buffoon. What happened to the bird?
Walter, I took 1 more shot and brought him down dead.
At 1,000 feet? Why, that's marvelous.
Oh, it wasn't much. The fall alone would have killed him.
Phoebe, you'll have to excuse Uncle. He spent a great deal of time in the hot sun. You know?
Faith, and tell him about the time the lions chased you, pagoda.
What a bum Irish.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, some lions chased me up a tree, and they kept me there in the blazing sun for 6 days.
6 days in the blazing sun? By Jove, Uncle, that could drive a chap nuts.
Yeah, it didn't do them lions any good either.
Just a second, Archie. This has gone far enough.
What?
You know perfectly well these people are not the Beaverstream.
What are you talking? I just come over from England. Here, I'll show it to you in a society page. Look, Lord Beaverstream, noted big game hunter, accompanied by a lady Beaverstream, have just arrived from England. And now do you believe me?
Go on. Turn the page and read the rest of it.
Okay. Have just arrived from England and are the house guests at the home of Miss Phoebe de Price. Out.
Well, goodbye, Archie.
But, Phoebe, wait a minute.
Another interesting hunting experience that I had.
Shut up.
What's the matter, Rod?
On account of you being such a great hunter, I just shot $2 million.
Duffy's Tavern with Clifton Finnegan, Eddie the Waiter, Miss Duffy, and starring Ed Gardner as Archie, and yours truly, Jimmy Wallington, has come to you from Hollywood through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.